Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will be talking about webhooks. We will create an item in Sitecore. We can specify what type of events you want to track, what type of items you want to track, because we don't need to track all items, we don't need to track all events. So let's log into Sitecore, let's create an item, and let's see what options are available. So if you want to create a configuration for your webhooks in Sitecore XM Cloud, you have to navigate to Sitecore System, Webhooks, and then you can create a webhook event handler. So once you create this item, you can configure what type of events you want to track and what type of items you want to track. So under events, you have a number of options. You can track events like item has been added, copied, deleted, renamed, saved, number of different events, and also events that are specific for publishing, published begin, publish end, publish fade. So these kind of events you can select, and these events will be tracked. Under rules, you can specify what type of items you want to track. You can, for example, specify the template, and only items that have been created from a specific template will then trigger this webhook. Or you can choose from, for example, descendants of a specific item. You can compare paths. Specific parent item is of a specific template. There's a number of options. I would recommend you to go and have a look at these options if you are considering using webhooks in your implementation on your project. In my configuration, I've specified one rule saying that if the item template is redirect map, then this webhook will be triggered. And then we have option to enable it, and of course to specify the URL we want to call if the specific item has been, in my case, saved. The last thing, two things actually. One is serialization type. Most of the time probably will be used JSON, but authorization, I will show you where you can configure it. At the moment, I don't have anything here because it hasn't been configured on this instance, but you can specify authorization for your webhook, so then only authorized requests you will process. In terms of the URL, you can use webhook.io, or you can use, for example, Pipedream. That's what I configured for this presentation. And this is the URL that I will use for my webhook. And then if I now save it, and if I go to one of my projects, and under settings, we have redirects folder where you can create redirects for your project. I've created one of the redirects map, and this is the item that I've specified in my configuration. This item has been created from the template that I specified in my configuration. So now if I save these changes, my URL should be notified, because Sitecore should send notification to the URL that I specified about the changes. So let's have a look. As you can see, we have some details. We have the event name, item saved, which means that this is the event that we've specified, and some details about our change. And now we can use the information provided to build some sort of logic around it and create a function that will use all these details. So in terms of authorization options, as you can see, we don't have anything here, but we can specify and add a new authorization methods in our system. So we have to go to settings, we can go to webhooks, and then under authorization, we can, for example, choose API token, and we can add token to the header or query string parameters, and we can do test and some value. And once we save it, this method should be available for us, and we can use it. So then we can authorize all the requests and check if they're coming from trusted source. In this tutorial, we talked about redirects. We've created an item with a specific configuration. We've specified what type of items we want to track and what type of events we want to track. And also we talked about debugging webhooks. In the next tutorial, I would like to cover redirects and webhooks. I would like to use webhooks to notify my system every time I change configuration for my redirects. So if you'd like to see how to implement redirects and webhooks to notify your internal system, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.